And this is honestly he can't challenge for this. This is I think a mistake. Carnage is going to pick up a third frag, and oh that's yeah. So at this point, Swooped needs to make a very quick and decisive decision, as if there is another kind, to not give up another frag. He needs to disappear from Carnage's crosshairs for a while until he can amount a good 100 armor or so. And he's got to get control of some of these items before he can really make a challenge. Because as we saw, you know, making a challenge unprepared for one of those larger items like Red or Mega, Carnage will just put him down. So let's see what Carnage does.
Well, really, you could see that Swooped has been trying to do this sneak damage, but in all of those situations, really it's been Carnage who's been coming out on top, and that's something that Swooped needs to have change in his favor. And again, you know, any time that he's going to be going for one of the major items, Carnage is going to be there lying in wait, and we can see him going silent a lot. We can see him expecting Swoop to come around the corner and make a grab for these things, and that was a point there where Swoop really could have nailed a rail from that upper balcony. And so this is some damage that Swooped is looking to get, but Carnage really, you know, the tables really have turned insofar as Carnage is the one who's just really playing with Swooped.
Yeah, all I have to say is 3 maps, man. 3 maps.
Yep.
And you know, that's actually something that is always wonderful to see, because we could see how, you know, Swooped, especially towards the end of T9, he was able to really kind of take control of it. Now Carnage, he honestly has had control of this map, I would say, from maybe a minute and a half in, and he's never let it go. And you know, he's showing up at all the right times. Now here's some great damage done by Swooped. Finally, we do see an item that's given up by Carnage. He goes into Swooped hands, and really there wasn't a lot of damage done, so Swooped actually has a chance to come in for a frag. We're going to watch from Carnage's point of view. This next Mega
and Swooped tries to come in strong, and he does. Yep. That was risky because Carnage was really tracking with his LG the whole way down, but he came out with a handful of health left, and now he's looking to regain control of this Mega health, and the Red is spawning right here, right now. So let's see if Swooped can nail that one as well. No, it's going to be Carnage.
That's a late rail switch in my opinion.
That rail there really came out and made Swoop think twice about what his next move was going to be.
Well, Swoop's next move was to rail Carnage, but I think it was too little too late. I mean, you got to have that rail out and at the ready. At the time that Carnage took his shot, we should have been seeing an exchange of rails. Instead, Swoop still had his plasma gun out, and so now Swooped is out of this. Carnage will be able to retake control.
We see 2 trades of rails. That leaves Swooped with only 3 health and the 50 armor. Carnage is going to finish him off with that rocket launcher. That was a little bit too predictable there. You can see Carnage just kind of clicking that one in his head and saying that's where he's going to be, that's where this frag is going to happen, and it did. So that's something that Swooped, again, really needs to go into hiding and throw Carnage's sense of timing off.
Now see, I would have been a jackass. We saw Carnage pass by that 50 over near plasma gun. I would have shot myself a little bit and taken it, because there's a good chance that Carnage will, you know, kind of deal the initial damage here, and he does secure Mega. I mean, he's got control, but you know, the next armor that Swoop's gonna be looking for is gonna be at plasma. So yeah, he's going to it right now, and see here if Carnage comes around the corner and does damage. Yeah. Okay, well, it doesn't actually do any damage in that exchange. But see now, had Carnage picked up that 50, Swooped would, you know, be screwed. He's gonna be screwed anyway.
Well, he still kind of is, and really from Carnage's habits, he's really been playing the baiting. We've seen him use the red armor as bait a couple of times here to great effect. And it's been moments like those that have really denied Swooped any opportunity to kind of wrap his head around what Carnage is doing and do something better with it. So really that head game has been lost.
We see an exchange of rails between these two. Carnage is still in pretty good shape because of the stack. Swoop, though, does get that red. Oh, great initial LG. Plasma, though, is a stronger weapon in that situation, but as you can see, it great finisher with the
But
rail.
you can see that Swooped was not expecting Carnage to drop down like that. That was a surprise. You can see his eyes just widen as Carnage rained down from the skies. And Carnage knew exactly where Swooped was going to be at that point. He just intercepted him just at the right time. So that balance of perception really is in Carnage's favor.
And I think had that fight started, like, had it been started by Swoop, I think he would have won it. The reason why is if you can catch your opponent off guard with Plasma, Plasma will win every day against LG if you have a, you know, hit for hit in terms of the amount of cells that you're expending. So, you know, yeah, that was just great aggression by Carnage, and we now see an 8-1 score between these two players, and I don't see Carnage giving up anything here in the remaining 40 seconds. So we are going to see this thing tied up in maps, and I'm not sure what the tiebreaker is.
Map 3 is a big mystery.
Let me see if I can look it up, see if they talked about it.
Yeah, because this is going to be really significant. We've seen, oh, it's going to be DM13.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite tasty, because let's think about that for a second.
Yes.
No rail, but then it also plays out very different. A lot of these frags that have gone in Carnage's favor have been a matter of really keeping all the items kind of under control. Carnage did a fantastic job controlling CTN. Now, on DM13, with the way that the map's laid out, you can't control, for example, the yellow armors nearly as well.
It's really interesting how between those two matches, the tables completely turned, not only in terms of who was able to get what frag, but also in terms of who was mentally in control of the map. On Tourney 9 there, we really did see Swoops just outplaying Carnage there, just seeing, okay, he's going to be coming out of this teleport, this is where the damage is going to happen. A lot of ambushes has happened there. On ZTN, really we saw just the complete opposite. It was time and time again, and actually, I want to say that Carnage was a little bit tighter on those ambushes than even Swooped was in Tourney 9. Because there were so many times where you could literally just sense the oh shit coming out of Swooped, and him trying to back out of a situation where it was far, far too late for him to do any such thing. So, DM13, ooh, it's going to be interesting.
You know, you guys have heard me say it many, many times that I truly believe that DM13 is the map that...
Yes, we know really, you love DM13.
Really shows you... No, but it really shows who's better, I think.
Oh, I agree. I do.
It's
also... I do like it because it's a map that plays out, if you're not used to it, a little bit more awkwardly than some of the other maps. There's not these clearly set out routes between all of the major items, so the head game is a little bit stronger there, and with the red armor especially, you see a lot of baiting, and you see a lot of these kind of double plays coming out of players.
Yeah. Now, just as a little funny, the Hang was suggesting that that they play 5 minutes each on each server. Add up the frags. No. Alright, so we are going to move over to another server. So again, guys, the stream is going to go blank for a few seconds while we get that sorted. So please sit tight. Alrighty, guys. So this is going to be the tiebreaker, DM13. And honestly, I think one thing that we need to watch out for here is Swoops LG, man. Swoops LG. And those initial rockets that we saw in T9, those can really come into play here. So I think Carnage, in order to win this one, he needs to focus on getting that initial damage in the fight. And if not, he needs to get out of the fight. Otherwise, I think we might see a repeat of T9. We'll see.
We will indeed. We've got both players in here. We've both got them readying up. Ooh, yeah, but really, if Swooped can do the same kind of rockets out of nowhere that we saw in T9, that's going to be very deadly in this map. Extremely deadly.
Oh, and apparently the winner gets $75. That's right. That's right. Wow. If you make it this far, you get a little bit of money. Alright, so we're waiting for F3s off of these guys. And there they are. Okay, guys, this is going to be the tiebreaker between Carnage and Swooped. And I'm really liking this beginning to Playday 1 of this Intel Extreme Masters Cup.
Yeah, anytime
Carnage?
we see three maps, it's always a good thing.
Especially with the caliber of players here now.